Hey, and welcome to this jazz standard lesson on getting started soloing over Days of Wine and Roses. So when you want to solo over a tune, you do need to have an understanding of how the harmony is functioning, and just a very basic understanding is what's in key and what's out of key. Put the chart on the screen, you can see the blue chords are in key, the red chords are out of key. So there's a good few bits which are out of key, but as I covered in my previous lesson, those bits are very much typical structures. They're tritones or they're major or minor 2-5-1s, so familiar things, well, hopefully familiar. So we're going to look at just the first 8 bars. I'm going to show you 2 things to work on. Arpeggios, how to practice them, how to sort of get used to where they are, and modes and scales. The chordal section we're working with is F major 7, chord 1, to this E flat 7 out of key, to D7, flat 5, flat 9, D9, D7, you can think of it all as D7 just for ease, and then G minor 7, B minor 7, flat 5, E flat 7. To do. First thing you want to be able to do is just find these notes on the guitar for the chords, know the intervals of the chords, know the notes in the chords. So F major 7, F, A, C, E, so that's a root, major 3rd, perfect 5th, major 7th, E flat 7, E flat, G, B flat, D flat, root, major 3rd, perfect 5th, flat 7. And then we've got D7, I know this D9, D7, flat 9, flat 5, and all that, but just think of it as D7 for ease. Reduce it. We've got D, F sharp, A, C. Again, same intervals as the last chord because it's the same chord type. So root, major 3rd, perfect 5th, flat 7. G minor 7, G, B flat, D, F. Root, minor 3rd, perfect 5th, minor 7th. B minor 7 flat 5. Same chord type, same intervals. B flat, D flat, F, A flat, E flat 7. Obviously we've had that already. So let's just find those against the track, and I've got just the chords for that section going in the background. We're going to ascend the arpeggios. So we're going root, 3rd, 5, 7, just to get used to the sound of them. And I'd sing them if I was, you know, obviously G minor 7, B flat minor 7, E flat 7. Now let's descend them, so we start from the 7th. So just the arpeggios in reverse order. Go up the first one, down the second one, and just keep alternating. It's quite nice. 2, 3, 4. Let's be clear, we're not playing a solo here. We're trying to internalise the sound of the chords. And then what I like to do is different things with it. So we could vary the order. We could go, let's go 1, 7, 3, 5. I'm playing the 5th twice at the end. Same on the G minor, so root to 7th. Then 3 and 5. More of a melody, isn't it? Next thing I like to do is put chromatic. You could do obviously different variations, but let's put a note before the root. So I'm chromatically approaching the root. Do it again, G minor, F sharp G, do A to B flat, D to E flat. I could do the same thing, I could approach any of the chord notes. So let's put an approach note before the 3rd. Same here. That's pretty cool. Those sort of things I was doing there. You know, take this F. We could approach the root. We could approach the third. In the middle of the arpeggio, it will start like that. Approach the fifth. Approach the seventh. Start on this, approaching the seventh. Start approaching the fifth. Start approaching the third. That sort of idea, and then that basic 4-note arpeggio becomes something much more interesting. Simple things: add in the ninth. Adding the flat line to that one. And there we've got a much sweeter sound, just adding one note to that arpeggio. So, and this is before, you know, you're not even really getting bogged down with scales, but you do need good fretboard knowledge. You need to know the notes, you need to find F7, so if you put yourself there, being able to find, sorry, F major 7, but then if you land on another F there, could you find F major 7 from there? You know, where from there? Find them in these 1 octave positions and then connect them. Really useful to get this stuff down on the neck. And if you want to jazz it up a little bit more, you can fill the gaps chromatically, maybe fill the gap between the 5th and the 3rd. So by that I mean, you know, say this F major 7, the notes between the A and the C, the 3rd and the 5th. Same on this chord. So I'm doing C, B, B flat, A, F, E. The focus is still F, A, C, E, but same here, descend from the 5th to the 3rd of E flat, then go root to the 7th, same on the D7. And you could fill the gap on the minor chord. Sounds quite nice to fill the gap between the 3rd and the root. Which is going B flat, M on G minor, this one. Go B flat, A flat, G, da 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 da. Same on the B flat minor, da 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 da. Back up. And you could combine the ideas of, like, you know, fill some of those chromatic gaps, but then do some chromatic approaches as well. So that da 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 da. So going for this F major 7, it's F A C E. Is still the main focus, but I'm going C, B, B flat, A flat, approach the A, so a chromatic approach into the A, then root 7th. Because you don't hear people going unless they're playing an exercise, and you know, these exercises, you can't let them remain exercises. There's so much packed within that, you know, so much you have to explore and find for yourself. Like I said, you know, just try sticking chromatic approach notes before chord tones. Instantly slightly more interesting. You know, you want to work on it, obviously being able to hear these things, you know. Finding other notes around, which, you know, will be from some scale, but you don't have to think of it like that. If you find using scales doesn't appeal to you, you've either really got the chord tone approach with bringing in outside sounds in kind of the ways I was doing there, or the scale-based approach. And you know, the scale-based approach, you know, it has its merits. I always think it's wrong to think there's only one way to do something, and it's good to be open to different ideas and different approaches and take different things with them, and you end up with your own unique take on jazz guitar and improvisation, because that's what you want, your own voice. And that's why I can show you all these things, but it really comes down to you putting on a backing track and exploring what you like of that and how you can engage with that, because you'll have your own ways of playing those different arpeggios. To me, you know, you might not want to, you know, for some people they wouldn't start with their middle finger, they start with their first finger and go there, for instance, just having a different way of, or there's so many different ways it can be approached. And I'm suggesting options because that's what your practice should be, exploring sounds and options and hearing those things and developing your own voice. For me, you never stop learning how to play over a standard. If I'm playing over Days of Wine and Roses in 20 years' time, you know, I'll be doing it differently to how I am now, and I've learnt a lot more about it. Now onto scales and modes. Now anywhere there's in-key chords, you can, if you like, just think F major, providing you go for the notes of the chords, try and find them. You know, say for instance, you wouldn't start on an F necessarily if the chord was A minor 7. You'd want to find the A within that scale. You know, find the the chord tones for that chord are within there, aren't they? I've written on the chart what modes you could use. So the scales you can use for this section: F Ionian, E flat Lydian dominant. Why is it called Lydian dominant? Well, it's a Lydian scale with a flat 7, so a dominant note. It's got the sharp 4 that you get in Lydian. Then this next note is a flat 7, which you wouldn't normally get. E flat Lydian would be with a major 7. Then D mixed Lydian flat 2 flat 6. So a mixed Lydian but with a flat 2 rather than a major 2, and a minor 6 rather than a major 6. So this G Dorian, B flat Dorian, E flat mixed Lydian. So those are the modes that we're going to use for that section. Now I'd like to do something first. I'll show you something I like to practice, which is called the high. I call it the high 5. So you're going to play up to the 5th when it's 1 bar. But it's 2 bars. You're going to go back and forth from that 5th to Dorian, G Dorian, B flat Dorian, E flat mixed Lydian. Let's hit that against the track. And yeah, you could make that more rhythmic. That sort of thing. We could, start on the 5th. Branch out into, finding little melodies, that idea. You could connect them up. There I'm going to the nearest note of the next one, that's it. So working with that small up to the 5th, you'll hear it more easily than the 7 notes by just reducing it. And sing it. Da 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 da. I'm singing that right, I think, yeah. Da 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 da. And eventually you'll hear other stuff. You want to hear other stuff that you might bring, like. And just see, and what I'd do is I'd see what melodies you could find in there, Yeah, so there, that was, I'm trying to hear a melody within that 5-note pool. And by doing it in different ways, like start from the 5th, start from the 3rd. Yeah, that's cool. Or 3, 4, 5, 2, 1. It's already a bit more of a melody, and add some interesting rhythms, a triplet here or there, not starting on 1, starting on the and. Just start to create ideas, and then once you feel like you can say something with those 5 notes, you could add the 6th, you could add the 7th, and so forth. a melody within that. You know, think, like I say, singing what you play and then trying to maybe hum or sing a melody and try and find it on the guitar. Trying to create an idea and take it through the changes. That was a bit of a lame melody, but you could hear I was trying to take an idea through them, which is quite cool. And in the long run, the aim, you know, they should be notes, they should be intervals, but in the long run, it's you internalize the sound of that, as in turn you hear things, you know, over a chord that you can find in that scale. That's where the hard work lies, and it's about knowing these. You know, you've got to be able to play them from a space where you're not thinking about them. You know, you play them to the point where you almost forget what you're actually playing there, and it's a sound. You know, and that has to be, you know, secure fingering, secure on the notes. You know, and then the great thing is if you think intervallically, you know, like, you know, say like this Lydian flat 7, or Lydian dominant as it's sometimes called. You know, think of it in intervals, and it's straightforward because it's a Lydian scale with one note different, and that's really crucial to think in that way, be able to compare scales and hear and spot the differences on the fretboard and what you're hearing. Anyway, there's just some suggestions there. Try my high five with the scales and see what you can come up with. You start practicing it in a very, you know, straight and boring way. But really internalise the sound, and then you go to town, you play with it if you like. You can add chromaticism approach notes like we did with the arpeggios, and even combine those two approaches, and you know you'll be able to create some great things with just those tools. There's many other modes and scales we could have used over there. I just wanted to keep it simple, and that's not that simple in itself. Just to play 8 bars of music, how many scales and notes did we need? So that's why working towards hearing the sounds, internalising the sounds is pivotal, because when you're playing, you can't be thinking F Ionian, E flat Lydian dominant, D mixed Lydian flat 2 flat 6, because you won't say anything. You'll be too busy thinking about what to play. So internalise the sounds, no matter how, you know, whether you're approaching it with arpeggios or all these modes. You need to get down into here. What does that scale sound like? Can I hear it? Can I create things with it? Anyway, if you've got any questions, any comments, leave them below. All the resources from today can be downloaded from my website, link in the description. Join me every Wednesday and Saturday for jazz guitar lessons. See you next time.